Hearts of Iron 4 is a really easy game. I mean, just look at this shit. How does one pull this off? There is no way in hell that, anybody can fall for this shit, bro. You can buff every single major in Holy 4 through the custom game rules, but in the mod Road to 56, it's also possible to buff every single minor in the game, and then you can stack these buffs on top of another buff called Strengthen Axis or Strengthen Allies. Now, if normal buffing is like giving a person copious amounts of anabolic steroids, then this is literally turning them into the Incredible Hulk. If I tag over to Germany right now, I can see all of the buffs that they're actually getting right now. So 30% production output. That is insane. Alright. And then plus 50%. That's not 50, that's 100%. I think we might be close. Setting up the Soviet Union, I'm trying to go for mass immunizations first, or else you get crazy debuffs from this impending pandemic thing. Then I'll focus on the purge. Infrastructure increases the rate you build in that state. So if you have a lot of building slots in a state, it's always good to go for infrastructure. And what I'm planning to do is get infrastructure, and then I'm going to build civs in that state. And it's always better to build your civs at the front, because your mills should be in like the Urals in the back, where it's safe and you won't lose them. Civs, you can lose them. Even though they have more IC, you kind of need your mills to produce guns, which is way more important during war. And you can always relocate the industry through the focus.
Literally stop sending me voice messages because they're not funny, actually.
Over here, I'm just setting up basic research, going for industry, and then we're gonna juggle that last slot. You should always train your divisions you're gonna send to Spain, and then you should also train the air force you're gonna send to Spain. And you know the buffs Germany has, so their aircrafts are gonna be insane.
I have a problem. Yes. Yes.
Начинает строить большую железную дорогу. Индустриализация ускоряла свой темп. Даешь Сталинградский тракторный.
The main goal of Spain is to get as much army XP as you can, and from there you can get the doctrines and change your tank divisions and templates. But you can also try to win the Spanish Civil War, but we're playing strictly historical. I might go for this aircraft designer over MiG, because this doesn't give you as much range as you want, but it does get the special traits. This guy doesn't have those traits. I don't know which one's better. Usually you want to go for the range. We're gonna rush for this free facility over here. I don't know why they give you a bonus for scout wins. You might realize there are no more scout wins. Where the fuck is this bonus gonna go? This focus is really good. 2 bonuses for light aircraft. So you can just start rushing these 2 as well. just wait till it gets to 50 so you can get the maximum benefit from this. Just wait a bit. Now it's 51. There you go. Alright, we're gonna go over to... I have no idea what to do right now. I think that would be good. What should I use research? Because I'm gonna go for mass hold anyway, so I don't need tanks. But I don't know if it's gonna work in Road to 56. I might get my ass whooped. I think I might have made a mistake by buffing them so much, but this is not looking good. Should I go for heavy railway? You know what? Why not? Let's get some better already and then shit. I'm not making end here. Where the fuck is this guy going? Doesn't even reach that, really? Oh, wherever my divisions are, they refuse to put divisions there. Please. What the? Please, please, please. Please. Now, a part of my footage got corrupted, so I'll just run over the next few events. For some reason, the Carlis rose up in Spain, which just means free XP for us. We grinded a few more generals and got literally the best company in the entire game. We finally got improved small airframes, so we could now focus on aircraft production, and we mainly are gonna go aircraft and infantry. For special projects, I decided to research super heavy railway guns because they give like insane buffs. And then there's also this weird air radar thing. Japan had defeated China by October of 1938, which is just insane. By December, our industry was looking really good. And then for some reason, Spain remembers that they can protest my attaché. Like, bro, it's been more than a year. Did you just find out? Also by this time, the Axis had effectively locked in and they had taken control over the skies of Spain. So by this point, Spain is just doomed. By January of 1939, things were looking really good. We started building a couple of rubber refineries now, because we both know that Super Japan is gonna take those rubber islands in like a second. Speaking of Japan, they tried to do a border war against me, and then failed miserably, which is great news for us because we get a free doctrine from this. With all the air XP we got, we could finally get some doctrine and air spirits to give us a fighting chance in the air. By July of 1939, Spain is just over. I just wanted to grind out a little bit more XP before the Finland war. We do end up going for medium tanks, but they're going to be only used as flame tanks for now. By the 19th of September, Germany had officially invaded Poland, and they took a surprising amount of casualties in doing so. Now, I'm really sorry, but I didn't know you could invade Poland as the Soviets in Road to 56, so Germany was alone on this invasion. But to be fair, with all the buffs they have, the fact that they took more than 5,000 casualties is just on them. Now, as the Allies are distracted by Germany, and we have signed the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, it's time we take our share of the deal. We, freed the workers from capitalism of the Baltic countries, and we prepared to liberate our rightful land that Finland had stolen. I didn't know this at the time, but buffing Finland so much would prove to be just a slight challenge. That's not good. This isn't even the manner I'm like, it's behind them. That's insane. Grind them enough. You win. Right?
Niet Molotov, valettelit enemmän kuin itse Poprikov.
Finlandia, Finlandia, Mannerheimin linjalla ol vastus ankara. kun Karjalasta alkoi hirmutulitus. Loppui monen Iivanan puhepolitus. Niet Molotov, valehteli enemmän kuin itse Bobrikov.
Niet Molotov, niet Molotov.
In the end, we were able to achieve a breakthrough across the Mannerheim line, and from there, we were able to encircle a couple of divisions and then push all the way to Helsinki. But the war wasn't cheap, and we had suffered a lot. My only hope was that Finland had also been extremely weakened by this war, and that they would struggle in the continuation war. We would soon annex Bessarabia from Romania, and now we had to prepare for the inevitable invasion of the Germans. Let's talk about the preparations for the defense of the motherland. We were going to have an army group or more on the Axis front line. Now the Soviets have been blessed with great terrain. In Belarus, we have the Pripyat marshes, which will make for a great defense. We had a second defensive line across the Don River in the south and the river Daugava in the north. There's also the defensive fortifications of the Stalin line, where we hold on to Odessa, Minsk, and Kiev. Leningrad and Sevastopol will be turned into fortress cities. For Finland, our main goal is to keep the Murmansk railway open for Lend-Lease, which we will do with our best mountaineers. Our main force consists of 24 with mass mob infantry, and our main goal is to delay the Germans until we get Order 227. Our infantry will be supported by our fighters, but due to the buffs Germany has, we will have to use their tactical bombers sparsely. Now let us prepare. Wait, I stole this? That's so good. Let me rush this now.
Hello, boss. Yeah, Michael.
Right, okay. Beautiful. Whoa. Build the Stalin line and then do this. Actually, research log. Let's go. Actually, I can get this anytime I want. What matters is how many you have. Let's go for impregnable forts. I have a secondary defense plan here. You've got enough time. Uh-oh. And let's set up some more forts. What? Why are they here? No. Number train. Good. Move the industry. Oh god. Don't tell me to send volunteers to every single one. No shot. Yes, perfect. Evacuate Minsk, Odessa, Kiev. New bro. Alright, they're coming. They're actually in. Yeah, we might be I mean, it's not that bad. They're taking really long. Quickly get this. I think they've just forgot about invading me, so I'm fine. Oh no! That shit was a jump scare, bro. Fuck welfare, bro. Sure. Okay. I forgot to do some important world building, so let's take a snapshot in December. The Axis had effective control over northern Africa, which prevented an Allied invasion of Iraq. Hence, Operation Countenance couldn't even occur. Over in the Pacific, Japan had successfully taken Guam and Wake Island, along with the successful invasion of most of Southeast Asia. However, Singapore was still holding on by a thread. The puppet regime of the Chinese was used to invade the Raj from Kashmir, along with the Burma front. Now, currently, our front line is holding well due to the winter, and there are only two major areas of breakthrough that have been controlled. The Finland front is just a snooze fest, where both sides just stare at each other. We had successfully dealt with the German Air Force, and it was just a shell of its former self. Now, this isn't my first time playing such a challenge. Previously, when I tried this challenge before Go to Damaru, ignore the degenerate mod installed, I lost 1.5 million men in encirclements alone. But I had learned from that, and now Germany had to face a man that had doubled his IQ from 1 to 2. Because I want this video to be made before 2026, I'm mostly gonna start narrating now. So, yeah. So, we were forced to evacuate Minsk to prevent an encirclement, but we made sure to scorch everything. Our reserves had reached the front lines, where we used them to fill in the gaps and prevent a breakthrough. I saw a weak town in the Baltic states and redirected our forces to encircle this salient. With air support, we were able to take this tile and return to a great defensive position, as well as encircling a few divisions. The Allies were kind enough to send us some much needed supplies. Like, gee America, thanks for the guns I produced in less than a week. You know, things are bad in the Allies when they can't even spare more than 1k guns. After some intense micro in Ukraine and unlocking a super important part of the air doctrine, things started to slow down. And then I get hit with a Fall of Calcutta event, only to see the Raj falling apart. Seeing how things were going, I decided to plan a raid on the German naval facility to stop any plans of challenging the British fleet with their stupid big-ass battleship. For some reason, the Italians thought that this would be a wonderful time to invade right behind our front line. Like, what even was the plan, man? Meanwhile, the Raj was getting brutally destroyed from two sides. Pause. I mean, they just lost Delhi? I know I buffed Japan a lot, but come on, it cannot be that hard to hold India. Since most of our front line had settled down, we decided to go for Operation Petsamo, where we would take the two northernmost ports to starve out the local supply. I moved a super heavy railway gun for support, and also moved my tactical bombers for air support. After decimating them in the north, they suddenly wanted to peace out. And to be fair, looking at the casualties, I would have given up too. Now, with the legions of veteran mountaineers arriving on the main front, I decided to go on the offensive near the Kiev area. And after a bit of messing around, we were able to force a major breakthrough, clearing out any doubt of Kiev falling to the Germans. I decided to go for Katyushas for high soft attack mechanized units, as that is very lacking in mass mob builds, and set up a skeleton crew in Asia, because seeing the Raj just get decimated, they might try to invade me next. In December of 1942, we decided to go for a winter offensive in the Smolensk region, which led us to liberating Minsk and encircling a small contingent of Axis forces. Then the Italians decided that if it didn't work the first time, it'll certainly work the second time. And they all died. The start of 1943 was very slow, with all fronts static, and even tiles that seemed easy to push would just not budge. We desperately tried to force a breakthrough in the Romanian front, but they were not giving up an inch. This changed after brute forcing our way into Romania, which snowballed into a massive breakthrough. And with the Allies attempting D-Day, I decided to go for a huge offensive to support them, no matter the cost. We sent an attaché and then saw the miserable state of the D-Day. But still, a distraction is a distraction, and we started steamrolling our way through Eastern Europe. A massive breakthrough came in the Baltic region, into which I rushed all of my elite troops. Soon we had a Courland pocket, and I sent out the Soviet Navy to prevent any attempts of escape. Cornered against the Baltic Sea, we butchered most of Army Group North and had won our first major victory. The northern front after this was so weak that I just decided to smash through it once again, which annihilated whatever was left of Army Group North. Romania, seeing this, was like, I'm out. But we were not gonna let them slide so easily for what they had done to us. Just because of that, I focused my attention in the deep south and punched through Romania and Bulgaria. They fought tooth and nail to hold us back, but unfortunately for them, it just isn't enough. We obliterated Bulgaria and grinded our way into Romania until finally capitulating them too. This had weakened the entire Axis front line, and it was time for one huge offensive. Take this as our Operation Bagration. Two pincers, one from central Poland and one from Bukovina, met near the southern plains of Poland, creating one of the biggest encirclements I have done in a very long time. There were at least 100 divisions in this encirclement, and there was no way in hell that they could recover from this. And then I noticed in the top right of my screen a little bit of a black blob growing. I had forgotten to place divisions in Norway, so the Axis had been pushing there for I don't even know how long, and they would soon take Leningrad. We moved our Asian divisions west and deployed another army to deal with this tomfoolery. Besides, by this point, the Axis had been completely drained out. It was only a matter of time until the Axis would just tap out. Italy, seeing the breakthrough in the north, decided to help out their German friends, and then they all died. We made a small pocket of Axis forces in Greece and then in Romania, and we were able to push most of them out on the northern front. By this point, I was really tired, so I decided to continue the playthrough the next day. I started preparing for the war against Japan by building new ships, as well as moving the Baltic fleet over to the Far East. This may sound familiar because it's the same thing the Russian Empire did before they got whooped by Japan in the Russo-Japanese War. Seeing another Allied D-Day, I decided to go on the offensive again, even though it was winter, and it went as well as you would expect. So in this stalemate, I decided to strike against the south, which includes Afghanistan and Iran, and for some reason, Turkey was guaranteeing Afghanistan. Like bro, you are not that guy. So we had to kill them too. We sent our best mountaineers along with a lot of air support to quickly finish the operation. The main goal being to set up a new front against the Japanese in India and to finally destroy any Axis presence left in the Levant. The operation was a complete curb stomp. They stood no chance whatsoever. Meanwhile, the Allies had low-key locked in and they were retaking Africa. While I was destroying the three miners,
Oh fuck, okay. Oh, I didn't know I had that mod on!
Italy decided to do some fuck-ass naval invasion, and then we made sure to kill every single last one of them. We began to push into the Levant and made it all the way to the Suez. Meanwhile, another army group took out Denmark. I decided to go out for another offensive as my stockpiles were stacked. We pushed over into most of Western Germany. By now, I decided to max out my flame tanks to the highest quality, as we had enough factories to spam these out, so the cost just doesn't even matter. There was an allied invasion near Bordeaux, and this time I really needed it to succeed, because there were just too many troops on me for me to push anymore. They were literally building a Maginot Line with just division spam. So I threw my men at the Axis to keep them busy, giving the Allies precious time. The offensive was pretty successful in Hungary, however, with Budapest falling and even more divisions getting encircled. Soon, Hitler tried to redeem himself by killing Hitler, but that's not how it works, and Donetsk would soon take over. For some reason, the goon squad of capitulated nations arrived to be really fucking annoying. Like, look at this guy. The spirit of Genghis Khan had taken over him, and we made sure to kill his ass. While the Allies took Norway, they decided to invite us to the Yalta Conference, and I reluctantly agreed to the terms, even though they had done literally fuck all. We finally got nuclear reactors and soon worked trying to split the atom. In May of 1945, most of the snow had melted and we were now going to go for a huge offensive. Our mechanized was placed strategically in the south to quickly fly through the gaps as that was the weakest sector. And the offense turned out to be a massive success, with Germany capitulating and our mechanized treading down Italy. I decided to check out the casualties and with 125,000 planes shot down, it was pretty obvious that we had done everything and the Allies were just there to watch while stroking themselves or something. I mean, I had killed the most out of every single Axis nation besides like 2. Even I was surprised with the shit I had done to carry this war. Now, I started justifying against Japan and moved most of our army over. For some reason, Luxembourg decided now was the time to be edgy and turn into the average Hoi4 player. Following that, Spain joined the Axis and taking over Sicily had taken so long that Spain became a major and we had no way to even reach it. But I entrusted that our good friends, the Allies, could deal with a single nation that hasn't even been buffed. With all our planes set up, it was time to destroy the Japanese. And the Japanese were low-key pretty tough.
Do we have any live people?
No, only dead one.
They held back our offensives, so I had to wait for my elite divisions to start arriving. Even in the air, their fighters had taken steroids or something because they were bitch-slapping the best of my fighters. And how were the Allies doing in Spain? Yeah, they couldn't even defeat Spain. Now, by this point, I think I fried my fucking GPU or something because I was running this shit at 1 frame per here or there, and autosaves took like a whole minute or more, and to top all of that off, my game crashed and my footage corrupted. So, now, I have a theory here. I'm going to bet the fucking Italians put a curse on me because I genuinely could not complete this campaign. However, I will show you the final results of where I got to, but it's generally impossible for me to complete this campaign. Alright, so you can see we took all of Germany here, and then we were also able to take Italy as a puppet. You can see that the Allies are really struggling, and somehow my puppet was able to land troops here. Over in the east, you can see, yeah, we tried to go for a battle against them, and it did not go well. We lost almost all of our ships. If I could find that battle, we lost 2 heavy ships and 70 hulks and 4 cruisers in a single battle. And we were taking out India because most of their divisions did get encircled over here. So it was empty and we could push our way through here and into China. The best thing you can do for me is to give me feedback, because I'm still trying to discover what to do right now. That would be incredible. Thank you so much.